So for my project, I chose to do an open educational resource on UX design. Some advantages to OER would be how accessible it is for students. As you can see, this is a website, so I can pull this up on my phone or my iPad or whatever platform I'm using, and all the information is right there. So I think it's very easy for students to use. If they're not at home, they don't have their laptop with them, they can just pull it up on the computer. And I know some of the other resources that are available, they really only look good on the computer. So that's definitely a big issue as well as the cost. So since it's just an open platform, there's really no cost for students. So I think that's really important because I've taken a lot of classes where we have to pay for books or, different materials, and we're using one chapter from it or not the whole thing. And it's just a waste of money for students. And with these resources, you are fully customizing the site based around, your class and what your class needs. So up at the top here, you could have, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, different resources. And with that, you can just have the content right in the page. You can add in videos. I have some videos in here just to go along with that. So I think it makes all of the content a little more engaging for students as well. One thing I did find was this resource. I did not use it for that site, but this one lets you, it's a plugin for WordPress. So it lets you import chapters of books and stuff like that. You could just put that right into these pages here, and that would be available for your students. With that, it's fairly easy to update your WordPress pages. You just add a new one, add a new page right there. I can go and update any of these pages whenever I want. And WordPress, since it's such a big platform, they do updates, so you don't have to worry about that aspect of it. Another thing would just be how easy it is to create a site in it when you're getting started, because I know a big thing is, is it going to be easy to use for me? And so they have a lot of these plugins you can add. The one I had installed was this Elementor for creating the pages. And if you just search for plugins on here, there are so many. These are ones that just help you with editing the pages. You just drag and drop your information in there. So I don't think it could be a lot easier than that. They also have a lot of plugins for SEO and whatever, you're looking for in your site, which I think is really useful, that you don't have to worry about, going the extra step to implement that into your website. Also, another thing is for users, you can easily add other users to be using your site. So say I wanted to add, a TA in here, let them, add pages or whatever. You can do editor, you can edit pages, send them requests, and now they'll have access to editing the site. And I think that's also helpful for classes. If it was being taught by a different teacher the next year, you can just change, the admin and move it over to somebody else. So if I was adding a new page, I want to do, class 1, edit it, have your content right there. Another thing is, since WordPress is such a large CMS platform, there's so many resources there if you were having issues with developing a site. So I had just Google search WordPress tutorial, and there are so many YouTube videos out there. There are so many videos for getting started. And I think a lot of the other platforms don't have that, since they don't have as large of a customer base. So that's definitely another benefit to using WordPress for your site. I think another benefit would be on the WordPress pages, it automatically has a lot of defaults that come with it. So one of them you could add in a discussion, allow students to post comments as well, which I think a lot of the other resources don't really have that feature, or if they do have it, it's a little bit hard to figure out or access. And I'll just show with this one. So if I was just using, this is just the editor that's in WordPress on a page, and you just add, say I want some text, paragraph, It's just really easy to add in content. You want to add in some audio, uploads, a recording of yourself reading something. You can also do files in here. So, if you had a file for class course information, I just clicked on file and it's right there. It's so easy to have that. So I just think the amount of features that are easy to use, accessible, you can see them, they're very visual, and they just will enhance your overall class platform. I think just compared to a lot of other resources, this one is the best in regards to appearance as well as just the amount of features you can use and put into your site. I think that's very important for students, is you really want to go on a resource that's easy to use and everything's very visual, and you don't have to look hard to find, different information in there. So I think as a whole, WordPress is definitely a great solution for looking for an OER resource or creating one for your class or deciding between a few. I think it's just a great resource all around.